Hello, hello. We are back for round 5 of Canbrawl 5 on September 6th.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah. So I'm Dylan again.
Sahar.
And we have Jim Wilks back on coverage because we can't get enough of that guy apparently. But realistically, this is one of those matchups where Jim's not the star of the show. We have a very, very spicy list that is also at 4-0 today. And this is Antonio Mallamace. I believe that's what we were told it was pronounced. Playing Bant Aggro. And this deck looks so sick. So we have the points for the Bant Aggro deck are Aboran Oculus, Mental Misstep, recently pointed to 1, True Name Nemesis, Caracas, and then Mox Emerald at 3.
Seeing a Mox is cool. Haven't seen one.
Not on camera yet anyway, at least for us. I mean, we haven't been on camera that much because we only had 5 minutes before Marco got dispatched last round in round 3. Lots of interesting cards in Antonio's list. It's very aggressive, very disruptive. A lot of 2-drop creatures. Looking through the list here, we're seeing Voice of Victory, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. We're seeing
Bright Glass Gearhulk.
Bright Glass Gearhulk. All right, too easy. And apparently we're cutting straight into it.
Let's do it.
I'm so excited to see this deck. And also, from what I've seen out on the field... Oh, yeah, that's right. Jim also just won Lucky Door Prize, so he's been given an Ether Drift booster box, so the rich keep getting richer.
The lucky keep getting luckier, right?
Round 1, he didn't get lucky enough, you know?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And at 4-0, he hasn't used up all his luck yet, so...
He's got plenty more. Look at this. He doesn't even know. Smile.
He's so cute.
Opponent's like, I lost the die roll, and he gets a booster box?
Yeah. I wonder who you guys are going for, right?
Antonio's deck, from what I saw out on the field, is it's very blingy. It's very shiny, very, very pretty. And can't wait to see it in action, to be honest.
You don't often think as being an aggro.
No.
Fair, right? But I guess it's a bunch of disruption creatures and...
I mean, we have a Loam Lion here.
Oh my goodness.
I am a big fan of Loam Lion.
It's been a long time.
Okay, so it looks like Jim's on a Malta 6, and there's a Dryad Militant, which...
Oh, yes.
and
there's the Mox. 3 points. Rancor.
That's a Rancor.
I'm
so in love.
It's all happening. Look at this. He needs to read Rancor.
Jim, how do you need to read Rancor? You have been playing Magic for 20 years.
And Dryad Militant. Well, he hasn't seen these cards in 20 years.
This is sick. This is so sick.
Oh, that's a nice dismember.
Unfortunate. And there's an Unholy Heat too. This is the problem. Grixis is full of answers, but you always feel like the bad guy. Like Antonio's deck looks so sick. He's doing all these cool things, and Jim's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm just playing all the best 1-for-1s I can."
Yeah, I'm just lucking out. I don't even know what these cards do.
I am very excited to see how Antonio's deck functions because he's 4-0 and he has been making it look easy out there apparently.
All right, so 1 point versus 3 points on turn 1.
And is Tamio good at blocking 4-power tramplers? I'm not sure on the math on that, but and swords for 0 life.
Insane, absolutely.
Yikes! It's a gorgeous Swords to Plowshares too.
It's nice to see someone else outlucking Jim.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm going for Antonio here.
Yeah. No surprise. I am always a fan of people really caring about their deck to the point where they want to, buy the fanciest printings they can. They put a lot of love into it. Highlander is definitely a very expressive format, and when you get to, show off your collection like this, I'm a big fan.
I think it's one of my favorite parts of Highlander. Sometimes it becomes like, oh man, these decks are worth so much money or whatever. Yeah. But I don't think it's about that. I think it's just you play them for long enough. You win events, you do well with them, and you want to reward your deck for rewarding you.
Exactly. You also just fall in love with your cards, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. Plus, they're making some really cool art right now.
Yeah. And also, a lot of these secret layer printings, it's hard to get a playset for Constructor, but when it's Highlander, you only need one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am much happier trying to track down one version of a secret layer card than somehow having to find 4 copies of XYZ.
Often you don't have to track it down. You just go look at Pat's folders.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're there.
MTG Bazaar. It's exactly where you want to go. Pat's MTG Auctions. And Antonio also loving the signatures. We've got a full art foil Lush Portico signed by the artist. We have the Mox Emerald signed by the artist.
More and more I'm liking the idea of just signing my own cards. Your opponent assumes they're signed by the artist, but...
I have definitely had people like...
Oh, nice.
Oh, Triumph of St. Catherine off the top. That is phenomenal. It is a 5/5 Jim. 5/5 with lifelink.
Let's get this one up.
Honestly, this is every time they've done those Modern Horizons sets and people have been like, I want this printed into Modern, I want this printed into Modern, Triumph of St. Catherine has been my #1 pick to be put into Modern ever since Modern Horizons 1. It is such a sick card. It's a creature with Miracle, which they haven't really done before, I don't think, in the first...
Just the black one.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis Fanatic.
The fact that it's basically unkillable. Like, this thing, when it dies, it gets shuffled back into your library in the top 6 cards. Well, so it becomes one of the top 7, joining the top 6. So it's just constantly has this opportunity to come back over and over again. And unfortunately, Jim's done the one thing to answer, which is counterspell it. Bit rude, but there's the Force of Will pitching the counterspell. And we did get a bit of a hint from Kakawa about this. Kakawa did say that this banned aggro deck does have those crucial points where the right amount of interaction can make it just fall apart. And Grixis is definitely,
filled with interaction.
filled
Especially
with
creature reactions, small creatures, that's their bread and butter.
Exactly. And then this Worldly Tutor, what are we looking for? So obviously Triumph of St. Catherine would be like the best thing to be Worldly Tutoring in a lot of cases because of that Miracle ability being a 2-mana 5/5.
Yep.
We do have Antonio Mallamace's list. There is Brightglass Gearhulk, which is pulling to the front here.
Beautiful.
We also have True Name Nemesis as another pointed threat that's pretty hard for the Grixis decks to interact with main deck, at least, without counterspells. Just having a look as well, we've got Kasali Pride Mage for a disenchant effect. We have Brazen Borrower for a get rid of anything effect.
So what do we reckon he's going to get with this Brightglass Gearhulk? We've got Noble Hierarch, we've got Hex Drinker.
We have a lot of aggressive creatures too.
Loam Lion, hopefully it's Loam Lion.
Loam Lion, Guide of Souls, Esper Sentinel.
There's a bunch of options here.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
I think most of the time you want to get the Mox, but the Mox is already in play. I mean, can't complain about that.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure after the Jim Luxacs him, he will complain.
So I would assume, Mother Rinse is a great pick here. It's going to demand the removal itself, so it kind of lightning rods it away from other things. I also see a Hex Drinker in the pile, so
sick.
Another very hard to interact with if you can soak enough mana into it.
I think Jim has a Deadpool in his hand, so...
Oh, no, not like this.
Is there any chance we Deadpool the Brightglass Gearhulk and we get a couple of 1-drops ourselves?
Ooh, well, we've lost the Tameo, so we'd be looking at Deathrite Shaman and Ragavan. I'm kind of down for Search for 2 points. That seems pretty sick. We'd need to hit a land, so we're going to get Thundering Falls for a Surveil end of turn to line that up.
Yep.
But yeah, once again, Jim playing the villain role quite well. You have toys, I'll have the same toys, please.
This Frenzied Bailoff in Antonio's list is sick. I like this card.
Yeah, this is new from Edge of Eternities. The 2/2, so the green for a 3/2 with it can't be countered. Other creatures can't be countered as well that you control.
Yep.
We'll pull it up on the screen just to see if I'm right on this one. I think it also has Trample.
Trample, Haste.
Trample and Haste, man.
And combat damage can't be prevented.
Do you remember when they printed Watchwolf and we were like, this is a 2-mana 3/3, this is too good?
I don't remember that. I'm not as old as you are.
Yikes.
But this is like a mini questing base, right?
This is huge.
It's crazy.
It's huge. Why does it have so many words?
Yeah.
There are 4 lines of separate text on this card.
And one of those lines has 2 separate keywords as well. All right, dismembers it.
No, Jim. Jim, we could have taken it. If you draw a land here. Oh, okay, it's a Barrowgrowth. Okay, so we surveilled Barrowgrowth to the top, and I get it.
That's a fine one.
This is also pretty good. And now maybe you can invest... Antonio invests a lot of mana into this Hex Drinker, and you can just Deadpool swap it.
Deadpool just gets around the protection.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Disgusting.
Deadpool just keeps impressing.
I hate that card.
Yeah. It just cheats all the game mechanics.
Do you know how it interacts with Oko?
No.
So if your opponent elks... So if you have an elk, right?
Yep.
It's a creature with the Oko elk ability on top of it.
Yep.
And you get your creature Deadpooled, you get the creature underneath the elk.
Oh.
It's
really?
Very strange ruling on this one. Very, very strange. And they keep the Deadpool text, even though it's elked.
That's amazing.
This card is so annoying.
And they smashed the flavor on it too.
Oh, yeah.
Literally breaking the 4th wall, cutting open the card.
Cutting the card, like text to give to you as well.
So sick.
Look, I hate Deadpool as a card, but I also love it as a card. Like, it enables so much ridiculous stuff. And as much as I hate playing against it, it's fun to play with.
Yeah. It's okay when I do it.
Yeah, exactly. My toys are fine, not yours. So we've seen the Hex Drinker come down that was tutored. Same with the Mother of Runes. Leveling up to level 3. So
4/4.
Yeah.
And we've got, lands, creature, instant.
an artifact, because the Bright Glass Gearhulk got dismembered, and it is an artifact creature.
Yes.
So yeah, we got 4 power.
4/5.
4 power Goyf here. Which can get through the Hex Drinker. I wouldn't expect a double block here. A double block here would be crazy when you've got one other card in hand, it's Rancor.
Yeah.
I think Antonio's plan here is going to be to try and ride this Hex Drinker to victory. And depending on how Jim sequenced these cards, because we're seeing Psychic Frog Marsh Flats off this Preordain, so this is huge. We could develop the Psychic Frog, fetch land on top, and then next turn swap the Deadpool with the 4th land.
Yeah. I mean,
but then, are we attacking with Barragoyf?
Oh.
We don't want to hit that land, so Jim's making
draw the land, and then mill the Psychic Frog and draw it.
Jim's making the assumption that you're not blocking this.
He's got 2 cards and he's just kept one. So
yeah, exactly.
Are you going to double block against someone who's 4-0 and the luckiest man on the planet?
He's thinking.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, there we go.
Takes it, okay.
Jim had the soul read, that's fine. But Antonio obviously understanding, you put 2 cards on top.
Yeah.
You want what's on top.
Yeah.
Maybe I do double block here. There was some trepidation. Or 5? Oh, because we put the sorcery in with the Preordain. Yep. So yeah, we'll take the pointed card. Ledger Shredder, pretty good. Psychic Frog, much better. And then, hiya.
We haven't played a land for turn.
No. Oh, Jim's going to ask a question away from the table, it looks like. Judge! Yeah, so Jim's just going to step away from the table. Look, in competitive Magic, sometimes you don't understand some interaction. Sometimes you just want to clarify. It's totally fine to call a judge to say, like, hey, I've got a question I want to ask away from the table. You don't want to ask something that's going to obviously give away some piece of key information you might have in your hand or an interaction you maybe want to exploit.
Sometimes you count them over and over and you go, Judge, I just want you to confirm 3 plus 2 is 5, correct?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes, and then you get DQ'd.
We are definitely in that point of the tournament where it's round 5. These guys have been playing for 4 hours at least at this point.
Yep.
There's been some long rounds. I know Jim has basically been going full amount of time every turn, so he's really been milking his tournament experience today.
Well, we have 2 judges on their phone for Jim's questions, so it obviously seems relatively complicated.
I'm assuming this is Deadpool Hex Drinker, because this is a silly interaction, and he's probably like, hey, protection from everything. How does protection work with choosing?
Yeah.
And because Deadpool does not target, it's going to be fine.
Well, we'd seen this interaction years ago with True Name Nemesis, which also features in this deck.
Yeah. Lots of protection from you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can very much see how Antonio's deck against maybe something with a little less removal, or maybe something like Jund, where they're not fighting you on the stack, only on the board, that Antonio can sneak these things in and just be like, well, now you can't interact with it. You had your small chance, and if you don't hit it right away, then you are going to struggle.
Oh, Dramoka's Command in this deck. That's one of my all-time faves.
Oh yeah, a big fan of this card. I loved how this card everyone thought was going to be bad, and then we started playing with it, and we were like, oh, you know, it's all right, and then it became a quick 4-of in so many archetypes.
Yeah. Such a sweet one. Hopefully we see this soon.
So this is your anti-sweeper technology for, you know, certain creature. This is your artifact removal. This is your fight spell removal. Kind of all in one hybrid that you get access to for 2 colors. Now, from Antonio's list, I don't think we have any pitch elementals, so like the whole multicolored thing isn't really a factor that you'd really factor into this kind of decision. It's just all the busted creature keywords.
Yeah.
Like we have the questing beast here.
Endurance. We have one endurance.
Oh, we do have an endurance. Okay, cool. Yeah. We're not using solitude though because we are trying to shove damage.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some really cool cards in this deck.
Yeah, there's a Reprieve. There's Celestia Charm. Oh, my heart loves Celestia Charm.
We've got the Questing Beast too, so Big Brother, Little Brother. Sick.
We've got Pioneer All-Star Adeline, the Resplendent Cathar. Now, Kellen, Daring Traveler. Which one is this?
This is the Bant one. Is
They
this the one that lets
print a
you...
new Kellen every set.
Is this the one that lets you explore? No, that's Inquisitive Project.
Is this the Make Map token one?
It is.
Maybe?
Traveler. Let's have a look.
Let's pull her up.
All right. Whenever it attacks, reveal the top card. If it's a creature, mana value 3 or less, put it into your hand. Otherwise,
Okay.
you may surveil it into the graveyard. Okay, cool.
That's really sick.
And create X map tokens.
And looking at the list here, I think Questing Beast was one of the only creatures that didn't have CMC3. It was Questing Beast, Triumph of St. Catherine, and is there another one?
Bright Glass Gearhawk.
Bright Glass Gearhawk, there we go. But everything
That's
else,
crazy. Like,
yeah.
just 2/3 for 2 that attacks and draws your card half the time or so.
Okay, so we are seeing the full Hex Drinker value here. Obviously, we didn't find out what the... Aussie 7-point Highlander, he knows how to hold a bevy. And for those who are planning to attend the event to end all events, the Winter Lotus event that we are running in November, 13th to 15th, I believe are the dates.
The weekend of that, yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yep.
The venue has 2 bars within 5 meters of the tournament hall. So
Amazing.
you know, it's part of our culture down here. We have to have access to cheap beers at, you know, every event we have.
And just to clarify, it's the 14th to the 16th.
14th to the 16th.
And
okay.
there is an invitational that will be played on the Friday before the actual Winter Lotus event.
Yeah.
We have a qualifier. The qualifier starting tomorrow, actually. First one kicking off here in Canbrawl. And then they'll be run in multiple states. So, you know, check out if your LGS is running one and try to qualify for that event. Because we have dual lands and all sorts of stuff.
And it's going to be a small field as well. I think, look, you know, with the amount of qualifiers we're going to be able to run in the next 2 months at most of the key stores doing this, I wouldn't be surprised if this invitational is maybe, you know, 16 players, 20 players. So that's going to be kind of a spectacle to, you know, behold on the Friday before we get to the main event. The event to end all events.
And then we never have to play Magic again, finally.
We were just talking on the drive here, because I drove down from Sydney this morning. Crazy idea to do. Should not have done this. The goal of Magic, it feels like at the moment, is to play less Magic.
Yeah.
You know, you end up this, maybe Jim gets to 5-0 this round, and then he gets to ID twice. He didn't have to play Magic for 2 hours.
And then they do a prize split.
And then if we do a prize split, that's another 3 hours you've saved. And the whole RCQ system, you win an RCQ, you don't have to play anymore.
That's
you
right.
won, you don't have to play more Magic. So Magic players really just don't like playing Magic. That's the overall goal that we've noticed.
All right, so if we look back at the game, Psychic Frog dealt damage, drew a card.
Aragorn was blocked, and it looks like it was protected by the mum.
Yeah.
And now here comes everyone's favorite card, Deadpool.
Let's go.
He's literally a trading card. And so Jim is going to...
This is like schoolyard bullying. It's like, I'll trade you my crappy card for your OP card. Trust me, bro, it's a great deal.
It's one of those things as well. Every time people lose to Deadpool, they immediately go, I want this card pointed. And at first I was like, I think that's a bit reactionary, you know. And then the more I play with this card, the more I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Point this thing into the ground.
Yeah, beautiful Antonio's hand is, but it's not doing anything on this battlefield right now.
We have the Rancor that we saw earlier. There's a Daze
foils.
and the Kasali Pride Mage, which, look, that's not for this matchup. It's just a serviceable body that you can tutor for and have that disenchant effect. But Grix is not exactly known for having any artifacts or enchantments that matter outside of, I guess, Corey Steelcutter. Well, this is an 8-power creature. It is a Deadpool, so it has the text of lose 3 life and 3 mana sack to draw a card for your opponents. But
so the Kasali Prime Mage still will add Exalted to this battlefield?
That's
so
true.
Still do something?
It is a little bit more damage. In fact, if Antonio plays the Pride Mage, then this is actually just a lethal attack if
block.
Jim doesn't block.
Yeah.
So
it is doing something.
This actually changes the game. In fact, Mother of Runes can just give it protection and we can win the game here.
That's what they want you to think.
And there's...
Antonio's thinking, but he's tapped out.
I mean, Antonio's last card is Daze. Jim only has 1 card in hand.
I think you can do this.
I think we've got this. This is the face of someone who knows they're about to win the game.
Doesn't want to stuff it up.
But they're just like, what could go wrong? How am I not winning the game here?
Ah. Nice, nice. Jim did the polite thing and just conceded.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow.
Sick.
Wow.
Sick.
What a comeback. That's awesome.
As much as I'm supposed to be rooting for my boy Jim, this deck is so cool. I just want to see more of this.
All right, one of my all-time favorite bangers is in Antonio's sideboard.
Seed Time?
Seed Time, let's go. Let's go.
You know, at least one good thing about Highlander is it gets cards like this a chance to shine,
Absolutely.
where in no other constructed format would you consider this a card.
Yeah. This is one of those cards where, when I was learning to play Magic a bit more competitively, would always pull me in. It would suck me in because it's so fancy, right? It's
also gorgeous. Look at this. And you know Antonio's going to have a foil of this,
Yes.
so it's going to be even prettier.
But if we have a look at the sideboards here, so what do we got? Maybe, do you think Core Firewalker makes it in?
I don't think so.
No.
There's enough black removal in the deck, and I'm expecting Massacre to come in. Massacre's going to be kind of a haymaker in this matchup for Jim.
I'm surprised this isn't a Sanctifier in deck, to be honest.
Yeah, if it was Sanctifier, I'd be much, much happier with it.
Yeah.
But as I see it as just a Firewalker, I'm not sold.
Yeah.
Oversoul of Dusk is okay. I believe Oversoul of Dusk has the, discard, put it into play text. This is one of the gods from the original Lorwyn Shadowmoor block.
Yep.
Oh, no, sorry. This is just it's just got protection from Grixis. So
protection from Jim.
this one's probably coming in.
Maybe. We'll see.
This one might be on the thought police there.
Yeah, cool. So that one's in. Do you reckon Rest in Peace is worth it? I think it probably is,
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's not going to completely end the game, but it's enough of an issue that it's going to buy you time. And we saw how well Antonio's deck was. If you stumble for 1 turn, 2 turns, he was able to catch back up and then push ahead.
I think he's also going to be playing on the draw this game, so he knows that he can't just deploy his creatures.
Exactly.
He has to bide a bit of time and play around this removal. So
and we have Veil of Summer as well, and sort of Feast and Famine. I'm kind of interested in both of those, to be honest.
Yep.
And then there's some stuff we can trim in the main. That Pride Mage, sure, it did technically win the game, but so would anything that was a +1/+1 counter, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If we're bringing in Rest in Peace, there's probably an argument that we need to cut a Boron Oculus. If we ever draw those two together, it's going to be really miserable.
Does Rancor drop down in value if you have Rest in Peace as well?
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. Rancor does turn a lot of these mopey threats into significant threats. Yeah. So there might be an argument that Rancor is worth it anyway.
Yep. From Jim's side, we got what? Massacre. We've got maybe K-Command.
Yeah, I can see good. Massacre. I can see K-Command. Toxic Deluge is probably coming in.
Bring that Price of Progress in.
Yeah. I mean, Antonio's a green deck. We've got Submerge in our deck.
Oh, yeah.
It says Forest. You've got Forests.
Toxic Deluge. Yep. A lot of good stuff.
And other than that, I think nothing else is really inspiring, I guess.
Whose side do you favor post-board?
I think... Oh, this is hard to tell. Antonio has a few little, upgrades to make to the deck. This Oversoul's 5 mana, so if it can come into play, it's going to end the game, right? Jim is not going to be able to get through a 5/5 that can't be touched by his deck.
I mean, Jim has a Murktide Regent and Deadpool.
True. Oh, my lord. Deadpool again. I swear, every point I want to make in this format just gets countered by Deadpool.
Yeah.
But I think Massacre is really the backbreaker here.
Yeah.
The fact that you can have this true name Nemesis that can get protection from a player, but you have a clean answer for it, and then Deluge as well as a worse Massacre, but still functionally the same. I feel like Jim has more haymakers to shut the game down.
Yeah.
But Antonio has probably a better average draw to progress the game.
I imagine this deck's probably somewhat decent into Grixis. Otherwise, 1, Antonio wouldn't be doing well, and 2, they probably wouldn't be playing the deck. So
exactly.
They probably know how to approach this matchup, whereas other people have no idea what's going on with their deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that whenever you start to get accustomed to a format, you understand that there is likely a best deck or a set of best decks, and if you're a dog in those matchups, what are we doing? Why are we playing this deck? You either have to have the reasoning of you think you're good into that deck, or I like my deck anyway and I have fun. Either option I'm acceptable with, but...
I mean, you can do a low EV play, I hope to dodge it all day and not play it in the top 8. And,
yeah. But I mean, as you and me scouted last round, there's a lot of Grixis in this room.
Yeah.
Antonio's hand looks great.
There's that Submerge you were talking about.
Yep.
Jim's opener.
So I think in Antonio's hand, I saw the Daze again. I saw the Hex Drinker again.
Yep.
It looks like Jim won game 1. Did Antonio not see the line to win the game?
Oh, wow. Yeah, right. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. We've just gotten confirmation that, Antonio conceded game 1. Maybe we might have had the life totals wrong. Maybe Antonio just didn't see it, but that's upsetting.
That changes a lot.
That does change a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, being on the play with Daze, I'm always happy to see.
Yeah.
And then here's the Dried Millet again. We're just seeing the same cards. Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Maybe what they did is actually reset game 1 and they're just playing it again. Maybe that's what's happening.
Antonio also has Misstep in his hand. So Antonio has decided that even with the pointing up of Misstep, I still want this card in my deck. And to be fair, 1, great card. There is a reason it got pointed. But 2, the psychic damage you inflict by still playing Misstep nowadays cannot be understated. Every time you get misstepped and you're like, you spent a point on this, but like, I was never going to play around this anyway, it hurts. And there's the Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. Maybe we both brought in both swords.
I think this is also the kind of deck that really benefits from Misstep because it really constricts both the number of turns, but because there's a bunch of hate bears, they slow you down, they make you play awkwardly, and then you finally set up the 1 Swords to Plowshares or the 1 Fatal Push, and they misstep it, and it's incredibly difficult to come back because you spent so many resources trying to get the game to that spot.
Exactly.
And they get the free mental misstep on you.
And Highlander is a super efficient format. Yeah. Everything is low to the ground, so all the removal that is heavily played is going to be 1 mana.
Yep.
And there we go. The Fatal Push gets negated by this mental misstep. Jim's going to take 2 on the chin, and we're going to see if we can develop a little bit further into this.
So we've got 3 lands, Reanimate, Ponder, and Submerge. And there's some other black card I can't tell.
I think
maybe
the black card is
Sheoldred.
Sheoldred, yeah. It does have that like weird, dusky kind of background.
Yep.
But yeah, any Delve Threat is going to look miserable into the face of this Dryad Militant.
Brainstorm's nice with those 3 lands.
And also, that's a great hit off the Brainstorm too. We're looking at, what is it, Inquisition, Brainstorm, and Counterspell off this Ponder?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, very big fan of this. So
it doesn't have a removal spell for the X-Drinker, does it?
No.
But we can't play around too much.
Well, we do have the Submerge. So if Antonio goes for a Fetch Surveil end of turn, we can submerge this Hex Drinker, and you can shuffle that back in your library.
I like that.
And I hope I don't have to see that again.
Mm-hmm. Would you be tempted to wait for Antonio to put some mana into the Hex Drinker first?
No, I think if I'm getting the opportunity to shuffle my opponent's Hex Drinker in, I'm taking it, you know. But I have a feeling that so we're leading with the Inquisition, and so
do we do it here?
Jim's going to respond, and we're going to submerge.
No days either. Amazing.
No island.
Amazing. What a blowout.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
Do you have to search?
I mean, it is a mandatory shuffle with Verdant Catacombs.
Sure.
You don't have to find the card, but you still do have to
shuffle.
Search,
so you do have to shuffle. Yeah.
So this is going to be very, very annoying for Antonio. We're in that position where you're either taking the daze or I'm dazing, so I'm just going to daze. We're not really doing anything with the mana anyway. Our hand is Celestia Charm, Sword of Fire and Ice. So even if you cast the sword next turn off a land off the top, you're not equipping it.
So does this tell us that there's no Island Surveil land in Antonio's deck?
Ooh, interesting point. We saw the Lush Portico last game, but we're going to look through the mana base now. And no, I don't see a Hedge Maze. I don't see a Meticulous Archive.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just have to play a Trop and bounce it and play it again.
That's a bit sad, because that would have been nice to be able to double Surveil there.
Yeah.
Nice little way to catch back up into the game. And what did Antonio draw there? That might be the Oversoul of Dusk.
Oh, yeah.
Not something you want to see with 2 lands in play, but...
Celestia Charm as well.
Celestia Charm, yeah.
And a Sword.
And an Endurance off the top as well. So just like incidentally attacking Jim's graveyard while also applying pressure.
Yep.
So Jim already down to 12 here. Looks like we're probably going to try and set up for the Sheoldred. Which, look, a 2-1 into a 4-5 is not going to go well for you. But hopefully Antonio can hit some lands.
Explain that a bit more?
Yeah, so 2 is a small number.
Yep.
And 4 is quite a big number.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So for those who need math lessons, that's where you want to be at.
Okay, so we've milled the Flooded Strands, drew Mishra's Bauble.
Okay, and then how are we sequencing this Bauble? Looks at Antonio's. So this, to me, knowing Jim's hand has a fetch land in it, means he is slamming Shields with this turn off the snow-covered island in his hand. Yeah. Because otherwise, you would Bauble yourself to see...
whether you want to keep the card or not.
Yeah.
And shuffle away.
For sure.
Okay, so what do we got? A Celestia Charm here?
Unfortunately, Celestia Charm is power, not toughness. So Celestia Charm has the... we're going to pull it up on the screen. Has the mode to exile a creature with power 5 or greater, give +2/+2 to a creature you control and trample, or create a 2/2 knight at instant speed. And yeah, Sheoldred's stat line, unfortunately,
amazing.
Just cursed here.
Yeah, because you can't even double block with the 2/2.
No.
That it could make it instant speed. You can't exile it. If you had 2 Celestia Charms, you could pump the Sheoldred and then exile it.
And it looks like Antonio, unfortunately, has drawn another high-cost CMC. We've drawn Questing Druid as well here, so...
I think this is probably game.
Yeah, this is where Grixis has that pivot point, and it's going to be very hard to crawl back from.
It feels miserable when you verse this deck and they just play their big 4-mana spell, and you're like...
Yeah. And they don't play it without the confidence that this is going to work, you know?
Yeah.
When you see Grixis pilots do well with this deck versus not do well, it's when you're not just jamming as much as you can, it's knowing when to pull the trigger and when not to. And so, yeah, Jim's looking very much in the driver's seat, but this is mostly Antonio's had horrible mana issues this game with only 2 lands and then drawing the most expensive spells in the deck back to back to back.
Well, we also saw how backbreaking that Submerge was, right?
Oh,
Antonio kept his hand on the back of that Hex Drinker, thinking I'm on the play, I'll pump it up.
I'll have a protection spell with this Daze and this Misstep.
And Jim won't be able to interact once it's there.
Oh, Lorien revealed. Sometimes an island, sometimes a Surveil. Right now it's draw 3, gain 6.
Not bad.
Big fan. Big fan of Lorien revealed.
Oh, man. This shouldered.
Yeah.
They do too much.
She is big.
Swagger too bad.
They'll kill you. Oh. Okay, well, there's land 3, so we can start putting something into play.
We're back, baby.
But realistically, like, I feel like this is going to be... Are we going to play the sword out? I don't think so. I would lean more at this is either an instant speed endurance or it's potentially a fetch or surveil land so we can try and hit more land drops and get through it that way. But with Antonio already down to 8 and the Shieldred threatening, 4 damage now if he doesn't block, 2 damage every draw step. And oh my lord, Jim's hand is stacked right now.
Yeah.
It looks like Ragavan, Cling to Dust, Reanimate, Baleful Strix, Kaito, and Force of Will.
And that life total's so pretty as well. He's sitting so healthy at 23, so he's not under any pressure. He's not worried. Antonio's not playing Price of Progress.
Yes.
Can't even punk him out.
No pow. So I would not be surprised to see Dash Ragavan here. I would not be surprised even to see like Hardcast Kaido tap your guy down. The Shieldred is coming in for 4, you know?
You could Dash Ragavan and then do the Kaido.
You could ninjutsu the Kaido as well.
Yeah. Because then maybe you trade Ragavan for the Dryad Militant and then you get the Kaido.
We might even get the play we talked about in round 1 of Ragavan's going to hit, get the trigger, get the treasure, and then ninjutsu the Kaido off the Ragavan. He's going back to your hand anyway. The cheeky monkey is going to be in your hand end step whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's a freebie.
So yeah, get the freebie in
while you can. And a
can.
discount.
Yeah. Okay, so this looks like this is going to be the flash in the endurance if we're not getting a surveil land here.
Yep. I don't think it changes. I guess it's going to attempt to block.
Now, honestly, if I'm in Jim's position, do we think about force willing this?
I think so. Because that Baleful Strix isn't doing much now, right?
Yeah.
So I think you just pitch the Baleful Strix.
And I think he's considering it. Also, for those who don't, follow Jim on Twitter, his handle is Force of Wilks. He's quite attached to this card. He's played it a little bit. And he, once again, endurance, beautiful, foil, sign, love. I don't know if it's staying in play. But
this is one of the nice things about having nice cards is even when you're losing, you can just have a nice time looking at your battlefield and your hand. And... Okay, it resolved.
Okay, there we go. Kind of like these blocks. The Dryads stopped doing its thing. You get the free, nom 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 on the monkey.
I think it's fine from Jim, to be honest.
I do too.
He doesn't need to move here. He's got so much control over this game.
The Shieldred is already applying so much pressure that realistically, Antonio's dead in 3 turns.
It's on Antonio to make a move. And holding that force ensures that whatever move he makes, he's got to make 2 moves.
Exactly.
And considering he's done nothing for about 3 or 4 turns, we know all the cards in his hand are worth a lot of mana, right?
Yeah.
Jim's very aware of that.
Oh my god, Jim just drew a Tasiga and has exactly... Is that? No, he has 6 cards in the graveyard, so we might jam Tasiga here. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Can't be stopped. Can't be stopped.
Bus stop captain for a reason, folks. Also, it hurts my soul that Jim hates foils, and he is really letting Antonio know. He's driving that hammer home.
So what was the draw there for Antonio? Some white card, I can't tell.
That's a rest in peace. It's a secret lair rest in peace.
It is a rest in peace, okay.
And it has the little dog rolling around on the shrine of its owner.
Well, it's actually really good timing.
Yeah.
The Tasker's been cast.
The Tasker has been cast, yeah. It's going to shut off that reanimate in the hand. Yeah, I think Antonio's going to go think, handshake.
Did Antonio shuffle anything with the endurance?
Yeah, he shuffled his own graveyard back in.
Okay. Because I wonder if he'd shuffled Jim's graveyard, we wouldn't have that Tasker on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But obviously Jim would draw a lot of good cards.
Yeah,
there it is.
As I said, think, handshake. Unfortunately, we just didn't get to see...
Did you think that this would happen? Reveal the rest in peace?
No.
After the handshake?
No, see? That's next level.
Antonio keeping us on our toes. Jim is just piloting this masterfully.
Yeah.
Just every game looks so easy. And it is, because he's really lucky.
He's really lucky. No other reasons. Yeah. There's no play skill involved here, guys. Yeah. Grixis easy peasy.
It's such a good deck.
It is really good. It is, like, genuinely, as we've said, all the cards are just good cards. You have the best removal, you have the best counter spells. Your threats are very cheap, but also very large, because apparently Delve is a fair and balanced mechanic. And yeah, Jim has played this deck consistently for the last 3.5 years or so, and truly just like a master of his craft. Very, very fun to watch him in action.
Arguably one of the best teams, Bust Up, playing Bust Up Grixis over and over.
I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument here, I was going to say.
and no one can do anything about it. We know it's a known quantity, people know it's going to be there, people know it's good top A, and you can't beat it regardless. Yeah,
I mean, it's just, it always rises. There's enough people playing it that you're expecting to see a larger meta share, so you should expect these decks to do well. Yeah. But the fact that it's always in the hands of really good players too. Yeah. So it's just, these guys can win with a ham sandwich, but when you give them the best tools to work with, it just makes their life a lot easier, and they're a lot happier about it. So
I've got a question for you.
Yeah, go nuts.
What deck would you have played this weekend?
What would I have played?
Yeah.
So I'm a bit of a psychopath, and I would have been playing Nadu. I think Nadu is the most powerful card, in my opinion, Wizards has printed in a very, very long time.
Yep.
It's clearly a mistake. They've acknowledged it's a mistake. And even at 2 points, I think I'm happy to try and build around it. So most of the Bust Stop people have been working on Grixis. There's been a few people audibling to Jund and getting some rips in with that to see what that feels like in the format.
Yep.
And then on the side, I've just been in my little kitchen cooking up, being like, hey guys, who wants to bash against Nadu today? And everyone's like, can you just stop with this stupid bird, please? But
have you looked at Mulch's lists?
I have.
I think Mulch's lists have been very good, to be honest.
I do like Mulch's lists. Yeah. The thing I don't like was Mulch's lists look like, I mean, obviously I haven't seen it fully in action, but Mulch's lists feel like they're a dog into Grixis. And I approached it with, I want to be able to beat Grixis as often as possible.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm not just focused on the Nadu thing. I want to have backup options. So I'm playing like Nadu with Skull Clamp with the new Cloud because it can draw 4 cards off your Skull Clamp.
Wow.
I'm playing Pre-War Formal Wear, so it's another thing you can get off Cloud or Stoneforge Mystic that allows you to...
It buys back the Nadu, right?
Exactly. It buys back Nadu, it buys back Spellseeker, it buys back Grist if you ever lose your Grist.
Yep.
And then most of the deck is that lower end CMC, so you are going to get some value out of it.
Yep.
And then Stoneforge and Cloud also fetch Shuko, which is another Nadu combo piece.
Yep.
So this gives you slightly better of a fair game plan, but you're worse as an unfair deck. So the first few drafts I had of the Nadu list kind of felt like I'm not doing the unfair thing well enough, and I'm not doing the fair thing well enough.
Yep.
So I'm in this weird middle position. So we started experimenting with Flash in the Nadu shell, and that's been really, really good.
Yeah, because it gets the whole combo.
It gets your whole combo.
It gets the Dryad Arbor, it gets Spring Heart Nantuko, it gets Nadu,
and it gets your Nomads.
And Cause, which is insane. It just picks it all up for you.
It sets up your full combo.
Yeah.
You also...
And you get 8 shots just based on that alone, right?
10, because the Dryad Arbor coming in with the Spring Heart triggers the landfall as well.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So you're going to get 10 looks at it at instant speed, and even if they interact with you, you're like, okay, well, I just drew 10 cards. I either put 10 lands into play, I drew 10 cards, some combination of that.
And if any land hits, you get to keep going.
Exactly, right.
Keep going and going and going.
It's not deterministic, but everyone knows it's deterministic, right? And then you also have the natural order package, which isn't pointed, so you can still play like natural order for Atraxa, natural order for Nadu itself, and then because you're playing Atraxa, flashing in Atraxa is fine.
Yeah.
You know, look at 10 cards, get some cards. We talked about Torsten earlier on the broadcast as well. Flashing in Torsten's pretty sick. So I'm still like working out the details on this deck. I need to run some more numbers, but from the internal testing we've done, it's felt fine. It's felt like this is something that can consistently do well into Grixis. And we're happy to keep exploring options like that. Like if we, basically step one for any brew I throw forward is, can you be 50-50 or better into Grixis? Otherwise, why are we looking at this as an option at all?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we ended up.
I think like having access to white sideboard cards is really good as well. And playing Grixis, you can feel that hole. You don't get access to those white sideboard cards, and they are pretty powerful against you as well. And so trying to find a good mid-range deck that can keep up with everything else, but then you get access to your rest in pieces and your stone and silences and all that.
You also get deafening silence, and we are seeing Storm make a resurgence. There's not many Storm players, but the deck itself just keeps winning.
I think that's what I would have played this weekend, to be honest, with the inclusion of Tezzeret now.
Yeah, the Tezzeret engine in that deck looks gorgeous.
Insane. Absolutely.
I watched Brennan upstairs in the losers area, because he lost round 2, unfortunately, have a combo line where he had Tezzeret on top of his library and get probed to sack his LED to get the Tezzeret, played it off a Grim Monolith. Tezzeret went and got LED, and then he LED'd for the... Tezzeret went and got Lotus, and then the Lotus was able to give him enough black mana to cast the Tendrils for lethal. And I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Okay. Yep, I hate that this exists, and I'm probably going to play 3 or 4 sideboarding slots for you. But white gets these hammers that other colors just don't really get, at the cost of being kind of an anemic color we've seen in Highlander. There's a reason it's not Esper, it's Grixis. Right?
Yeah, I think that you don't get much in the form of threats from white.
Your threats are abysmal.
Yeah.
And then your removal, like Lightning Bolt and Unholy Heat versus Path and Swords, very different. Like, there are obviously restrictions on what Heat and Bolt can take out, but the fact that Path gives your opponent a land, horrible. Oh my god, horrible.
Get that out of your deck.
And if you're trying to really beat someone down and you're giving them, 5, 6, 7 life off a Swords to Plowshares, it also is adding another turn or 2 to your clock. So,
and Prismatic Ending being sorcery,
yeah,
it just doesn't hit what you want to hit.
It's just, there's a lot of weaknesses that white has that it gets to make up for with these sideboard slamming haymakers. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that the way I like to approach a format is I like to say, okay, what's the best thing? If I don't want to play the best thing, how do I approach to beat this and still remain competitive in what the format is doing? And I kind of, for me, I identified Highlander as there's either things doing fair very, very well, and then everyone else is trying to do bullshit. So you need to have a way to beat the fair stuff while also doing a little bit of bullshit.
You got to have some
not
bullshit.
full,
You got to be
little
on your
bit.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you can't do it, right? You can't keep up. You can't keep playing this game until turn 10, and there's just a specific combination of 2 or 3 or 4 cards, and if they pop up at any time, it doesn't matter how much work you've done, they just undo it all in one go and they win the game.
And cards are so good these days. Like, everything is a 2-for-1. Everything is so powerful on rate that you can't play that old control style of, I'll get to the late game and I'll kill you with this 7 mana uncounterable thing that will hit you 3 times, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a combo finish or something like that, but as we were discussing earlier with the Wasteland package and stuff, some form of inevitability that allows you to check your opponent's bullshit. And it's like, I don't care what you've got. If you've got no lands, you can't do it. Exactly.
Like, just a way to make sure the game is literally locked down instead of just like maybe.
I've got a huge advantage.
Maybe,
the advantage
I'm 90% to win.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather be 100. I want to be 100, please.
Yeah.
So, I think that's kind of where I'm going to look. I'm not going to be playing the Lotus event, but I'm still going to be working on this deck. I know a few people in Bust Up are excited to look at Nadu as an option. We have a lot of combo degenerates in our team, and I don't think we have enough Lotuses to satisfy them. So.
Yeah, sure. I do think Nadu is definitely worth looking at. To go back to Mulch's list, he did sort of say, I think this card's underpointed. I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm going to keep breaking it until I force the points committee to point it more.
The fact it was 0 for so long is like, this is unreasonable. That bird needs to go. It's banned in every format except for Vintage, really, right? Like, even in Legacy, the Legacy lists are like 4 Nadu, 4 Nomads on core, just control package. And you're like, I'll just bury you. It doesn't matter. I don't have to have the big flashy combo finish.
I just draw 2 cards off it, and that's enough.
You're like, this Nadu draws me 4 cards. Go. Can you beat multiple Force of Wills that are free?
It drew 4, and you lost 1 to kill it. And I've drawn another one.
It's this stupid Ibis, man. This stupid bird does my head in, but I love it as well. And what have you seen the the like full art bird where it's just the dumbest looking.
The face, look at the side profile,
It doesn't look like a magic card. It looks like it's out of National Geographic. And you're just like, oh.
It is pretty cute. It's like a card, a postcard you send someone from somewhere. And you're like, from where you'd rather never be, to be honest.
Yeah. Straight from the garbage. Oh, man.
I think that does it for this round.
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut this round. There's only a little bit of time left, and most of the tables are starting to wrap up. I can see some people, having what little food they can fit in between these rounds going on. So we might wrap it there and throw to maybe another deck tech or so. But we'll be back.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah,
for round 6.
Too easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much.